How's it going, everyone? Today we're going over Intel's instability issues and their fix. So, Intel's new microcode to help fix the issue with stability is simply by giving it more voltage. So your CPU degrades faster, but it works. Nice. Okay, so their new microcode, their fix for their new update to fix their microcode because of their architecture is not good. Uh, it's unstable due to the fact that they were putting too much voltages into it. They're putting more voltage into it to make it stable again. It's gonna degrade your CPU even faster, even further. Why are they implementing this? Probably because they don't want to take in the responsibility of, hey, we messed up. We will refund a portion of your money at least to the people that bought the CPUs. They are denying RMAs from people that bought from Amazon, bought from certain retailers due to the fact that they were fake Intel CPUs. They have been digging themselves a hole faster and faster, and hopefully something gets done with this. They've been in multiple different legal disputes, not even just about this new microcode, or not about this, not even about this new, not new. It's not even new. It's been out for multiple years now, and it's now being more brought up due to the fact people's CPUs are dying due to the fact they're putting too much voltages into them and saying they're good to run at 95 degrees Celsius all the time. You know, what's wrong with these manufacturers, right? Same thing with AMD. So AMD now is just like Intel. If you put a new AMD CPU into a motherboard that you had and that actually supports the CPU and you've updated the BIOS, it will be unstable unless you do certain things, and you will not get the performance that you paid for, and you will be more likely to have crashing and or erroring, just like Intel CPUs now, even though it's been years of degrading. AMD CPUs are brand new and they are unstable and they are not worth it. Every reviewer that I've checked out has said the same thing. They are unstable. They're just no good. The performance is just like a 13700K. Like, why would you spend more money and instead you can get a, what, $350 or $400 CPU instead of buying a $600 or $700 or $800 CPU? You can get the same performance with the same GPU. 13700K preferably is the best. In my opinion, I do like the 12600K and the 13600K. They are a very lower power, but you can overclock them to beat a 13700K in some scenarios. So it's all about what you know. And so what I have here as well on this page, as you can see, I have some hardware info and I have CPU ID, which is it's a hardware monitor. A lot of people, some people don't like the CPU ID. I do. It's easy for certain people to visually read some things. Here, I can make it bigger for everyone. It makes it easier for people to actually read some things here. So you can look down, and if I'm going to show how accurate this is compared to hardware info as well. Everything here, all the way down, is the same. These are my voltages for what I run my 12600K at 5 gigahertz on the P cores and 3.5 gigahertz on the E cores. 1.275 volts I put into it, and it's happy. I can run SimBench, I can run games for long periods of time, and the temperatures won't go over 73 degrees, which is not bad. And the max wattage I'll hit is probably about 115 watts in the game, max in game. on let's say if I'm gonna be doing like benchmarking and stuff like that, I will be hitting a minimum of 200, or yeah, well, close to 200 at 5 gigahertz. I can overclock the E cores to 4 gigahertz on the E cores, and that would be putting me up to about 230 watts roughly onto the CPU. But I also have to raise the voltage to 1.285 volts, which is 10 millivolts more, which isn't much, but for some reason it's more stable. I can run everything, run PyFast, any Cinebench. I can run 7-zip just fine too. I do have some pretty good scores, like on 7-zip and Cinebench as well. 7-zip I got like a 110,000 plus score with a 12600K, which is pretty good. It's also memory too. But yeah, here it is. So I've had Apex going for a while now. Went into the firing range and did things. So it's hitting about 66 degrees on the P's, 44 on the E's. And I like to keep the E's nice and low because it's stability. I don't know, for some reason, they don't like to get too hot in game. Same thing with the Corsair RAM I have. These are Hynix M die. They were manufactured October to November, I believe, or October. Yeah. It was they were manufactured, so these Hynix M dies. So I also have these Corsair Hynix M dies, which were manufactured in October to November of 2022. That's what you'll have to look for data times for certain manufacturers on RAM in that if you want certain RAMs. I do like these Hynix M dies. I don't have the tuning right crazy on these right now. It's just max stable for uh, recording and other things. Like I do multiple things at the same time. So recording and gaming and doing other things like searching other things on YouTube while doing all the same thing. I do like to make sure everything's stable. So the RAM right now is only at about 6400 mega transfers per second at 38 CAS, 48, 112, which isn't, it's not. They can go 30, they can go 30, 30, 36, 36, 38. Oh, I tighten the timers a lot tighter than what they are right now, but I also have to raise the voltage to 1.45 volts, which is not much more, but it raises the temperature. And these Hynix M dies, it's not really the chips themselves that cause issues when you raise the temperature above 40 degrees Celsius, which 40 degrees Celsius for RAM is not very high. As soon as you hit 40 degrees Celsius, they start becoming more unstable as the temperature raises. So if you keep them a little bit below the actual running speed of them and keep the timings loose, but not, you can tighten them, but you keep them looser than what you can do on them, and you can get a rock stable system. Like, it's rock stable. Never had an issue with it at these kind of voltages, which are quite low voltages in my opinion for running these speeds. The temperatures, like I said, stay around 35 to 40 degrees on the RAM at 1.4 volts, which is just fine. I got lots of hard drives. I did make a video about making your own DAS, which is direct attached storage. It's just a mini PC that I gutted out and made my own tray that I could put 6 hard drives into and then plug them in through with also its own power supply, so it's all self-sustained on itself, so no power comes from your PC at all, so you don't have to have a super beefy power supply to have a bunch of hard drives and to run your, GPU, CPU, everything else, all your fans and that too add up into your power supply. So it's all runs on its own power. There's a video was made quite recently, not too long ago, about a month ago. So if you'd like to check that out too, go check that out. Now this is a bunch of hard drives. I switched out one of the hard drives for the SSD. Some of you might know. My previous subscribers that have watched this, again, thank you to my previous subscribers, my first subscribers, and it's just been going crazy lately. Past couple of days, 100 subscribers. Been waking up and I'm getting 60 subscribers waking up, and I'm going, okay, I gotta make some more videos here. So I did switch out the one hard drive for a SSD, so that way I can transfer files from my other PC, which is my Antec P100 silent case build that I did. It just has the i7-3770K. It's been delidded with my own thermal paste and that on it with a 1080 Ti. I do run systems on that too. Hoping to have a secondary PC hopefully here soon, so that way I can actually do either better recordings, as this is the best I can do with this setup on a single PC without running into any kind of issues. As you can see, everything's quite normal. Hotspot of 60, 50 degrees on the GPU is the max I've seen so far. Running games, doing benchmarking is completely different. Benchmarking I will hit up to about 60 degrees, only due to the fact it's about 23 to 24 degrees in my room at all times. It is summertime, right? So that's CPU ID. I'll just exit that out. Again, the same voltages and all that will be on here as well. Here's the my max turbo, average clock, blah blah. It's all the same. It's all the same to me. Blah blah blah. Where's my voltages at? There it is. And vid voltage 1.2. Shouldn't be jumping around that much. I'm not sure if it's... Oh no, I didn't lock the load line completely. I did lock the voltage, but if you lock the load line to max, it will stay pretty stable at 1.275 volts. Might go up a little bit more, but 5 gigahertz, 1.275 volts. That's all I need to run. There's all that for you. Again, this is just all hard drives. My RAM is it's not the 7400. So you'll see here DDR5 7400, PC5 59200, DDR5, blah blah blah. The 7400. So these are the 7200C 36 kits. Which are great kits. These are the M dies. You can look right here. If you guys would like to buy your own, these are not cheap kits. These are the 24 gigabyte by 2, which are 48 gig kits, and they're about $400 to buy. You can just buy sticks of RAM that are Hynix M die, but you'll have to look. They will not be the same. Like VIN right here, it will not be the same. You'll have to do your own research on that. I only know that Corsair made, or Hynix made, M dies between October to November 2022. So if you can look for manufacturings of RAM sticks from that date in their DDR5, made in October to November of 2022, then you are more or less guaranteed to get Hynix M die. And you can get the 4800 mega transfers if you put some coolant on them. You could probably get them up to 7,000 transfer, no problem. Maybe even 8,000. Who knows? It's all about the timings. But yeah, there's the 7200 kits. They are 7400 as well with another XMP, but they're not a works for everybody kind of thing. XMP doesn't exactly work for everybody anyways, so all depends on your motherboard more or less and your CPU, but more or less your motherboard. So if you get a Z690 Apex Taichi or Z790 Apex or Taichi, you're basically guaranteed to get around 8,000. I have a Z690 Oris Master, which is also a really good motherboard. It's all water cooled on the CPU and motherboard. The GPU is cooled as well. I haven't cooled the RAM yet. I only copper modded them just because it's what I do. I like to make sure they stay nice and cool and they perform the way I want for as long as possible. I have not seen any of these issues in my CPUs from Intel due to the fact that, again, I put my own voltages. Now this new microcode saying it's put in more voltages. So from the few people that I trust have tested this out, I haven't put my BIOS to the new one. There's no point of me putting to the new one. I can't run the RAM at the speeds I like, at the timings I like, the tight timings that I like with it, the BIOS that's been changed. The BIOS of F28 on Z690s Oris Master is probably the best for RAM. So that's what I use. But the people that I trust, they've been testing it, and yeah, the new microcode fix update is just giving you more voltage. Instead of 1.4 volt, 4.2, 4.3 volts, you're getting 1.45, 1.46 volts. It's raising you 0.4 millivolts, 0.40 millivolts more. It's quite a bit more for a CPU that's running the exact same as it should be from factory, but now they have to raise the voltages to make it work. But it's degrading it. The voltages were degrading it before, so how long until your CPU is just gonna need 1.5 volts to run? And then you're gonna be running at how many watts? Who knows how many watts there? Like a 14900K at 1.5 volts would probably be running around in game probably 300 watts, probably no problem. It's insane. It's insane. But that's their fix anyways. So anyone that wants to learn how to do your own voltage tuning on your CPUs, let's say you got yourself a new CPU, an Intel CPU or AMD, I can teach you the AMD too. It's basically the same, but it's not because of the Infinity Fabric for RAM. The overclocking is still roughly the same on both. For any kind of electrical hardware, overclocking is still the same. It's all about voltage, timings, tuning, taking your time, and understanding what you're working with. I've worked with everything from the 80s up to now, so I have quite a bit of knowledge. I'm going to be working on video for a competition on hardwarebot.org. If anyone would like to see videos on that, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I will make videos on how I set myself up to do some competitions. I don't have the kind of resources to be doing the liquid nitrogen or the dry ice right now, but eventually here in the future I will be doing dry ice and showing people how a little bit of cooling and not spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on doing something that you just want to try. I can just show how people can spend $100 just to get into it, see if they like it, and it does take a lot of time and understanding of things. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. I can make videos that are either quicker to show or just make videos on the actual components for the people that want to buy cheaper components, or certain components to buy for people that are into it and want to spend more money. I can actually help there too, so leave me a comment in the comment section below. Let me know in your opinion about Intel's new microcode. If you have AMD's new CPU yet. I'm not sure if anyone has the new AMD CPU. Apparently they're not selling great, even though they raised the price on them, even though they're not stable from brand new, which is kind of odd. Let me know in the comment section below. It's been interesting the past few weeks on these new CPUs and what manufacturers are doing. All of the lawsuits that's going on too. It's pretty crazy about it. I hope it works out for us consumers. Hope it works out for us. That's the main thing. Yeah. I'll keep you guys up to date on any other Intel and AMD stuff on their CPUs and what to avoid right now. To avoid is anything above the 12th gen CPUs, unless you know what you're doing, or again, leave me a comment in the comment section below if you're looking to buy into Intel's newer lineup, so I can show you some quick setups on RAM, voltages for your CPU, voltages for your RAM, whatever GPU you want to pair it with, so that way you can either upgrade your just CPU to a better CPU in the future, or upgrade your GPU in the future to match your CPU. Most days 13700Ks get a power a 4090 no problem, so you can upgrade to a 13900K in the future if you wanted, or 14900K, no problem. Again, as always, everyone, have a good one, and don't forget to get her done.